So the mission of Friendship Sports is to be the hope, the heart, and the hands of Jesus through sports. So the hope is the gospel. We want to share the love of Jesus. The hands is service. We want to serve, love our neighbor as ourselves. We want to go into Honduras and into the United States to serve. And then the heart would be discipleship. We want to grow deeper Christians. So Friendship Sports International has three core facets. We have Friendship Sports Honduras. That's led by Katie and Mario Velasquez in the village of La Venta. They serve in a church plant there. We have FSI Wyoming, led by Jim and Jenny King. They do a lot of teaching and leadership training, discipleship. They are involved in women's ministry. They're involved in outdoors ministry. And then there's FSI Michigan. And that's my ministry that I lead and have kind of created in Grand Rapids, Michigan, where we work on the college campuses, specifically Cornerstone University and the surrounding Grand Rapids area, where we use sports and we use the opportunity to pour into young leaders, both in college and at that age, to just deepen their walk with Christ and make disciples.
There's no doubt that ministry and sport, how they parallel so well, from teamwork to being all in, but also humility and obedience.
And when you compete against the opposition and you compete in a good way, in a hard way, and they respect your game, I think it just opens up an opportunity for them to listen to you as you share the gospel.
Vision trips are a key component of what we do at Friendship Sports. Come together with young leaders and get them in a captive environment and allow them to see. The idea of a vision trip is to come and see. So before and after a vision trip, not only is there planning and preparation, but the ministry really thrives there. We're working with teams and coaches and athletes, whether that's Bible studies or whether that's just encouragement. I spend a lot of time partnering with coaches, talking to them simply about this concept: lead leaders who lead leaders who lead leaders. That's our goal. So we're trying to work with coaches who are already trying to disciple their team. We're just trying to come alongside and enhance.
One of the biggest strengths of Friendship Sports International is to come alongside coaches, to encourage, to remind them that what they're doing matters for God's kingdom.
And so I love to bring students into a new culture, to grow and to see that the gospel transcends culture.
This has been the most life-changing week I've ever experienced.
Honduras has been eye-opening and heartbreaking and has been filling my heart all at the same time.
My experience here in Honduras has been nothing short of absolutely amazing.
Definitely have gotten way more hugs than I had been expecting, and I've loved every single bit of it. It gave me this great opportunity to get closer to my teammates and even my coaches.
We got the opportunity to go to a village, a very poor village called La Venta. There's this woman named Katie, and meeting her and seeing her heart for ministry really was just an inspiration to me, and getting to see how different people choose to use their gifts and talents to glorify God. Earlier today, we got to go to the Point Ministry.
And we were just able to play games with these kids, share our favorite Bible verses with these kids, and just really be in their presence. Wanting to be a future teacher myself, going to the Point Centers and seeing the teachers really teach the gospel and give everything they have to these kids and just sacrifice, maybe even comfort to do it, and just really pour into them, just really reignited a flame that I have, and I want to be like them.
So today we were able to visit one of the bilingual schools here in Honduras and just connect and play sports. We started by breaking off into small groups and just talking about each other's stories and really getting to know one another. It was really cool to just be able to connect with them across something that we both had in common.
We were able to play volleyball with them and some basketball. As all games end in Honduras, we played some soccer. It really reminded me the reason that we play sports. They're fun, but it also grounded me in the fact that we're playing from God's love. That gives us a freedom to play without the pressure of the world on us. And I kind of saw that through the smiles, through the joy, through the hugs, through the way they showed a passion for what they did.
FSI has developed an incredible devotional that's pre-trip, during the trip, and even post-trip. Every night we debriefed. Every night we talked about how we saw God move. Every night we talked about challenges. We also talked about what we're learning. And then we got into the Word.
The devotionals allowed us to slow down and recognize the moments where God was present.
Yesterday we went to a special needs orphanage, which was really sad to see, but also was a really rewarding experience.
I was not really sure I wanted to be there. I was very uncomfortable. I hadn't hung around special needs kids very much in my life, and I was a little unsure of being there. I was like, I don't really know what I'm gonna do. I went in fully expected to be on the sidelines. And so as I was getting ready to leave for the tour, this lady, her name was Rose, she came up to me and she had cerebral palsy, so she could hardly walk, but she just lashed onto my arm, and she wanted to take me on that tour herself. She was pulling me along, and throughout that tour, it was as God removed a cloth from in front of my eyes. I was able to see her as a true child of God. I looked at her and I'm like, yes, you are my sister in Christ. And it absolutely broke my heart. God really shattered my worldview when it came to special needs kids. I went into that place not necessarily wanting to be there, but I left not wanting to leave.
It's been awesome sitting back and watching the growth of my student athletes this week.
This trip kind of gave me a whole different perspective on being content in every situation through God's strength, and just to show what it truly means to be content in every situation. I think it's really special seeing the people here not have as many materialistic items, but something they do have is Jesus.
It's just been amazing to see and experience God working in my heart and pour love into me so that I can pour love into others.
But since being here, He's shown me that I just need to open up my hands. That I'm gonna be like, God, I may not know what you want me to do in this situation at this point in time, but I'm going to learn how you're going to work through me into the people around me in the community.
I did not know the way that my heart was going to be changed throughout this. And I did not realize that the people who are here, who FSI partners with, who they are constantly pouring into, are doing things for the eternal kingdom that changes the trajectory of kids' lives.
We saw lives being transformed, lives being changed through the ministry of FSI. The way that they poured into the communities, the way they poured into people, the way that they pour into the athletes and coaches that traveled down here. I saw how organized they were. I saw everything was planned out. So I encourage you with all my heart to give prayer, give time, and give of your finances to this ministry.
This is a kind of opportunity that you literally cannot pass up on. FSI has done a phenomenal job of of planning, of organizing, of running a trip that has completely wrecked our world in the best way possible. And it's something that's it's life transformational. And if you want your life transformed for God, for good, like, do it. Whether it's just supporting financially, whether it's prayers, because oh my goodness, we need a lot of prayers in this as well. Or whether it's going on a trip.
Maybe you're a coach, or you're an athlete, or maybe it's your church group or your family. It doesn't have to just be a sports team to come down here and engage in sport and outreach with us.
This trip has been truly life-changing. It has been truly amazing seeing God work in a different culture than what I'm used to. And it's revealed so many different characteristics about him to me that I wouldn't be able to see if I were to stay in the community, into the culture of the United States. So that's why I believe supporting FSI and what they're doing is so important. It gives people like me the opportunity to be absolutely changed. Like, I believe I can go back into the United States and back to Cornerstone, better equipped to lead my brothers and sisters in Christ, to grow in their relationship with them, and to pull others along the way and get them to know Christ. And what FSI is doing is incredible.
In this ministry, we need your help. We couldn't do vision trips. We couldn't be the hope, the heart, and the hands of Jesus through sports without people like you that invest in our ministry. We need scholarships for young people to be able to offset the costs of a trip like this, from airfare to food to travel to lodging, but also to be the hands in the villages where we'll take in assets to these ministries to be able to partner with them and help those in need. But also to do ministry both pre and post trip, to be able to serve on the campus with students and in the community around, where we can gather them together and create resources to pour into them after the trip, to spend time with them in discipleship. It takes time, it takes resources, it takes effort. We're looking for partners that would want to invest in future leaders, would want to invest in the discipleship of these Christian young people that are seeking help in a time where they're willing to be molded and they're willing to be stretched, and they want to do kingdom work in a variety of capacities. And so whether it's partnering with us to lower the cost of a vision trip, whether it's partnering with us to make the infrastructure of these trips where we can do more in the streets of Honduras and in Guatemala, whether it's helping us as we do pre and post ministry after trips on our campus, or we can use your resources that are provided to disciple others. We need partners to make this ministry happen, and we're looking for people to join us in this kingdom work to make disciples through sports.